Hey, hello, it's Jamie here, the Cryptokoala. Now today, guys, I'd like to introduce you to Gig. Now, Gig is the creator of Immutable. Now, great to have you on today, Gig.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for having me on your show.
So I'd just like to say, Gig's been great for sponsoring this interview today, and it's going to be a great pleasure talking with you today, mate. So take it away, Gig, and tell us a bit about yourself.
Right. Well, before I started the Immutable, I was best known for being a journalist and a writer in the crypto space. I spent about 3 years writing pretty long articles, mostly about privacy coins. I did lots of interviews, several dozen people, some pretty big names. Like I interviewed Sonny King, the creator of Proof of Stake, a couple times. I interviewed Sabelnikov, who's basically the guy who did the first Bytecoin codes. The first CryptoNote coin. Alex Chupernoy from Ergo, Mike Tautongi from Verus, the guys at Pirate Chain, the guys at Conceal Network, the guys at Loki. I mean, the list goes on and on. And of course, yeah, the good people at NKN, Bruce and the other founders, like Yanbo Lee and Yilun Zhang. I interviewed all of them, great guys, and so on and so forth. Anyway, the website I published to, The Daily Chain, basically shut down on May the 1st. It went 404. And Alex, the owner, was perfectly nice about it. I had no axe to grind with him. He was very nice. I owe Alex Smith, the CEO of the Daily Chain. I don't know where he is now, but I owe him a great deal, because I wouldn't be where I am today really without his help. Regardless, the website shut down, and inevitably people were like, where's the articles? And Bruce was the first person, the co-founder of NKN was the first person to come and ask me where they were. And he basically offered to put up some angel seed money to help me get them back online. He didn't actually know at the time, and I did a Twitch live stream with Bruce a couple days ago, which you can check out, twitch.tv/ImmutableDAO. And Bruce at the time didn't actually know what my plans were, so he was quite surprised when I came back with a couple of developers a few days later, developers who I had also met as a journalist. I can't tell you what coin they worked for because they remain anonymous. They were anonymous in their previous project, which is a privacy coin. They remain anonymous with this one. They're very good though. And so I came back with this idea that essentially I wanted to create a simple product that would allow people like me, writers, and other creative content people to store their data in a decentralized way so that they wouldn't have to republish and their stuff wouldn't go offline. And originally I had the idea of using Filecoin or Arweave or leveraging some of these other powerful storage coin technologies. But the developers I found have got a long history with IPFS, which they assured me was actually cheaper to store on. And using IPFS in combination with Solidity and some smart contracting, we can create a very lightweight product. Complexity is the enemy of security. So, having a simple, streamlined product should make things safer. But really what we're doing is pioneering, in fact, this thing I call decentralized freemium, a slight spin on your average freemium thing. So basically, people can save their blogs, and that's how we're going to start. We're going to start with Medium blogs. They'll be able to save their Medium blog by using a Chrome browser extension, and with one click, it'll save to IPFS. Boom, you're done. And that's free, totally free, no barrier to entry. You don't need crypto, you don't need nothing. You just download the plugin for free. Boom, you're done. But obviously a freemium model needs a premium feature, and there'll be lots of premium features. And the principal one for DARA, the Decentralized Agnostic Recording Assistance, will be the ability to enshrine the IPFS hashes and the document metadata. Sorry, let me get rid of that pinging. Will be to enshrine the IPFS metadata and the the IPFS hashes, sorry, and the document metadata, the author, title, and date on chain. And Ethereum's a little bit expensive, as we all know. So we're going to start using Binance Smart Chain for that purpose, because we want to keep the prices down, and it's a product. And so for basically about $1, you'll be able to save that data onto Binance Smart Chain. And if you're a journalist or an academic, or if you're worried about plagiarism, Or for a variety of reasons. You might want to be able to you know, prove in a more substantial way that you are, you know, the author of that work, or that that work was created at that given time, and that that work hasn't been tampered with since publication. So that, in a nutshell, is basically the idea behind the Immutable. Dara is just will be the first of many products. We actually have a second product already. We're working with Sunny King, the creator of Proof of Stake, and we've partnered up with V Systems to create our on-chain dictionary. Essentially, Merriam-Webster's is kind of going out of control with the way they're redefining words every 48 hours. So I want to be able to sort of have a better, keep a better tab on the change of definitions in the English language initially. So we're going to be putting the definitions on chain, quite simply. And Sunny King has been working on some highly innovative scaling solutions that he hasn't really released to the public yet. We hope to be able to leverage some of that tech to create the on-chain dictionary Felix, which is what it's called. And Felix, technically, it's not really going to be something we can monetize very easily, but if the other products in our network, like Dara and the other ones, if they do monetize, then we're actually in the position to create totally free products. Because we're a DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, all the people who hold Dara tokens can vote. We have 10% of our tokens are held in a funds, which we use to run the infrastructural costs, because we'll be running our own IPFS nodes. But more importantly, or as importantly, the DAO fund monies will also be used to fund third-party product developments. So if other developers have ideas for products that are kind of in line with our philosophy, simple products, using a freemium model, then they can make proposals to our DAO, and the people in our DAO can vote on whether to accept the proposal. And if we accept the proposal, we have the funds to pay for it, and we can enter into this profit-sharing model. All of our products will have a profit-sharing model. So half the revenues from premium services go back into the DAO funds to make sure that the DAO fund remains healthy and has enough money to keep going. And the other half are paid out basically as dividends to the Dara token holders. And most DAOs tend to be quite boring. People don't really vote in them. There's not really much to vote about. But in this DAO, it's really quite a decentralized business. And you're, as I like to say, aggressively incentivized to vote, because you'll be voting for the products that'll be putting money in your back pocket. So you're, you know, it behooves you to choose the right products and to vote wisely. So I expect that this is going to be really quite an exciting project in multiple ways.
Yeah, thanks for that, Gig. Well, I guess the authors are going to be one of the main ones that are going to be using the DAO. Is that right?
No, the authors will be using the products. You know, they're welcome to join the DAO, but the DAO comprises of the Dara token holders, some of which may be writers, but they're certainly not specifically writers. They're just people in the crypto community who are kind of buzzing off these new ideas, because I think it's not only that censorship is out of control, and it's not only that centralized systems aren't really, you know, long-term good to store your data. It's also just that I think people see that crypto has kind of reached a bit of a ceiling in terms of adoption numbers. And, you know, we really want to smash that ceiling by giving out free products. So like, we're going to start optimizing. We're going to start, the Dara Chrome extension will be optimized for Medium, the Medium blogging platform first, and then onto WordPress. Once it's optimized for Medium, we're going to just roll it out to other platforms. But yeah, I mean, the people who vote in the DAO don't necessarily need to be authors. You know, they can come from all walks of life. Yeah, but right. So people in the crypto community, they've seen the ceiling of numbers that we've hit. So yeah, Medium has got 60 million users, they claim. And to quote the great Steve Jobs in his iPhone keynote speech, we want 1% of that market. So our first major milestone for the Dara Chrome extension will be 600,000 downloads. And if we hit 600,000 downloads, even at that point, I believe we'll be a top 20 or top 30 cryptocurrency by usage. And I don't care what the market cap is. I really don't. I just want people to use the product. And when they do, the market cap will probably, you know, fall in line with that, to be honest, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely, Gig. Well, now it's good to hear that you're ambitious. And I just want to, you mentioned about the actual DAO token, and let's just talk about that, mate. So, you know, what's this actual, you mentioned in a bit, but I want to sort of try and understand the utility of the token a bit more better. So could you just tell us a bit more about the utility of the actual
Okay.
DARA token,
Well,
mate?
right. Okay. Well, you need the DARA token to vote, which is the first thing you need in order to cast votes for the incubator and for other things, for other proposals. You need that. You'll need the DARA token, quite possibly, maybe not visibly, but in the background, you need the DARA token to pay for the premium services. You'll need the DARA token, as I said, to receive dividends in the profit sharing model that we're running, which I think is probably what will excite people most. And long term, you're also probably going to need the DARA token to get some active income from running IPFS nodes. That's coming a bit later down the line. Once we get DARA out version 1, we're going to want to decentralize the way we run the IPFS nodes a bit better. Initially, the team is going to have a pretty hands-on control over the IPFS cluster. Obviously, that's not cool in terms of long-term decentralization. So ultimately, you will probably need the DARA token to be able to run IPFS nodes in our cluster, which will provide another means, another method of income. So those are the 4 things: running IPFS nodes, dividends, voting. And what was the other one I mentioned? Sorry, it's 7:30 in the morning my time. Hello, everybody. I'm over in Croatia, and it's very early. And Jamie's in Australia, and it's in the afternoon. So you're lucky you've had your lunch. I'm still tripping off my first espresso.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's a bit of a time difference between us, eh, mate?
Cheers. But yeah, but those are the 4 main things. So the DARA token has multiple utilities. And to be clear, the project is called Immutable. The token is called DARA. It's called DARA in honor of our first product, which is, like I said, this Chrome browser extension, Decentralized Agnostic Recording Assistance. And so we've named the token DARA in honor of the flagship product. But there won't be other tokens. There won't be a token for Felix or for other products. You know, all of our products will fall under the DARA token, and so you'll enjoy profit sharing revenues from all of the products that come into our stable of products.
It's really good to hear that you've got decentralization and that there's an incentive for decentralization within your network. So that's really good to hear.
Right.
And I just want to know.
That's right. Just to interrupt. That idea came straight from our top man developer. And he wrote the white paper. You should really check out the white paper. It is a phenomenally good white paper. And even if you don't read the white paper, it is formatted in exactly the same way that the Bitcoin white paper is. So it looks really cool. There you go.
Oh, that's great to hear. Do you have any, do you have much token utility at the moment? I know you just started, but, have you got any exchanges? Do you have any DeFi protocols on the horizon?
Yeah, well, obviously, we listed on PancakeSwap immediately. Because so we're trading on PancakeSwap immediately because we went through oh god, I can't even remember what it was called now, but whatever platform we launched through, it'll come to me. Anyway, the deal was that we go straight to PancakeSwap. A few days later, Bilaxy listed us, so we're listed on Bilaxy as well. We'll be listed on 1inch in a few days. There's another 1 or 2 in the background, and the team that's grown up around me now, lots of people have joined the team, and things are happening at kind of breakneck speed. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few more Ninja exchange launches coming in the next few days. But yeah, I mean, you can trade it in multiple places, including the PancakeSwap DEX on Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, that sounds great, mate. I know you just mentioned about like your targeting like Medium, like one of the platforms, and that's
initially right.
Initially.
Let me explain why that is briefly. It's not just enough for us to save the IPFS data. We want to be able to display the data so it looks like it was originally published. Now that is easier said than done, and there's a bit of clever wizardry involved. Therefore, we will be optimizing, and I use that word specifically, optimizing DARA for one platform at a time, so that authors can be assured that when they view their data, which will now be hosted off IPFS, it'll look exactly as originally published. How will they view their data? Well, one of the ways, the principal way, is that they'll actually go to one of our domains. So when the Medium user uploads their blog using DARA, they will have the option that they can opt out, but by default, they will also republish that work or give us permission to republish that work on our domain. And our domain will be serving the IPFS data in such a way so that their Medium blog posts looks like a Medium blog post. They will need to be logged in to their Medium accounts. because we don't want people stealing each other's content. So yeah, so that's why we're going to be going one platform at a time, because it's really not enough. And like I say, Dara is a product, one click, simple to use, you know, does what it says on the tin, and, you know, and gives good results so that people are satisfied with what they end up looking like. You know, if saving on IPFS resulted in like some crude text file with no formatting, that wouldn't really be a good user experience. So no, it's going to look, you know, as it did on publication.
Yeah, sure. Is there actually any barriers you can foresee, like with trying to onboard something like Medium, or with the adoption of your project? Is there anything that you can, anything that you've planned or planned out for, just in case?
There's not really much they can do to stop us, because the authors will be basically doing what they want with their own contents. So we won't be violating any terms of service. I do want to talk to Medium and Bruce, who's incredibly well connected, the co-founder of MK, and he is our official advisor. He lives in Silicon Valley and knows most of these people. And I'm trying to get him to set up a meeting with Medium. But both he and I are slightly uncertain about how they will react to our proposal. I'm not sure if I'll mention the fact that we're planning on republishing to our own domains, but I will emphasize more the fact that we want to create products which will be useful for their customers. And so if they would like to help us with those products, or partner up with us strategically, or sort of share our vision of the future, then we would embrace that very much. And really at the end of the day, the important thing is that we start using these decentralized technologies and these peer-to-peer technologies. You know, I remember as a kid, things like PGP, pretty good privacy, and nobody used it. You know, just it was like impossible to use, right? To send encrypted email. But it was such a no-brainer. Like, why doesn't everybody use this? And at the same time, all email was like writing a postcard. It could all be read. But nobody used PGP. Nobody created a product. That's why. Nobody made a product. And that's, you know, and that's really what I want to focus on. I was a big fan of Apple growing up. You know, Apple didn't invent the mouse. They popularized it. Steve Jobs, you know, just found a way to take existing technology and package it in such a way to give it mass appeal. And we want to walk in those footsteps. So when I talk about the 1% of the medium, and I hearken back to Steve Jobs' iPhone speech, that is with reason. You know, Steve Jobs was one of the great minds, the great visionaries of our time. He truly was. And, you know, he's missed.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Steve Jobs was around now, I think Apple would own Bitcoin. I think Steve Jobs would be a Bitcoiner. I'll just put that out there. But
I'm not sure. He always said cash is king. So I'm not sure.
did he?
Maybe he would. Maybe he would. Cash is king. That was his mantra. And Apple have got a lot of cash. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
definitely. Yeah, they're sitting on a big giant melting iceberg at the moment. But yeah,
I saw your tweet with the melting iceberg. Yeah, I looked through your tweets. That was funny. Yeah.
but something really important, and then we're touching. I guess the really important reason I see for your project is to addressing like privacy, and there's so much content out there at the moment that gets censored. I mean, when we look
Yes.
at Facebook, and most adults now, they go on Facebook for the news.
It's out of control.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's so much.
Out of control.
So I think it's really good that it seems that
one of the advantages of targeting Medium first is marketing. You know, when you try and market a product for the whole world, you know, one ring to rule them all, it's quite hard to create a message. You know, oh, my product does everything. But ours, you know, we're more focused. You know, we want Medium users. So when we go marketing, we know where we're going to market to. And I'm going to be trying to attract a few high-profile Medium writers, particularly those who might be getting nervous about censorship, you know, depending upon the sort of content that they produce. And we're going to onboard them, and we're going to say, hey, please test out our product, help us test, beta test it, become an ambassador for the project if you like it. And then, as I say, right, like over time, after several months, after people have been uploading their blogs, and then after blogs we'll do photos, and then after photos we'll do other content. You know, this is just the beginning, right? But then after a certain amount of time, we will have a lot of content on our own domains, at which point we're going to enter phase 2, which is to cut out the middleman, and we will release our own native tools for writers basically to publish straight to IPFS without bothering with Medium. And that's when the Dara token will take on even more life, because within our basically a social network, we'll be able to use the Dara token in other interesting sort of gamification ways, tipping, other stuff like that. But yeah, that's the greater part of the vision. We start with the simple products. The people get their valuable contents, which they, should rightfully claim back. They publish that to a safe place, and then we basically furnish them with a new home in a few months.
So you've got the dream and you've got a goal there, but how are you funding it? I mean, how did you go? You had your pre-sale recently. How did that go?
We had the pre-sale. The pre-sale was a massive stonking success. I woke up in the morning, slightly embarrassingly, I recorded a little video that I put onto Telegram and Discord where I was shirtless, breathless, exhausted, and I screamed, 200 BNB in the bag, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. I was so hyped. But yeah, we've still got all those BNB. I've actually got to speak to developers, but we're not even going to be using those. No, I mean, well, we will bits, but no, because we have part of the model is that 10% of the tokens are now locked and vested for 12 months. Those 10% are what we call the DAO funds. And like I said, we will be using those funds specifically to run our infrastructural costs and to fund new developments. Now, because of the pretty insane price action we got on listing, the DAO fund was worth well over $1 million and is still worth around $1 million, if not more. And so even at $1 million, that is a huge amount of money to be running IPFS nodes and giving out for development, like after only 8 days as a cryptocurrency. If our market cap doubles, which I expect it will, the fund will be worth 2 million. If it doubles again, it'll be worth 4 million, so on and so forth. But that's real money. That's real money to run these things. So like, I might just be a writer, right? I'm not a developer. I did kind of have these ideas, but the developers helped me refine them. They wrote the white paper. But now this thing has just taken on a life of its own. The Immutable, it's not really a cryptocurrency, it is. It's not really a blockchain, it is. It's really become more of a movement, man. It's kind of culty. It's going viral. I like to say we are the zeitgeist. We are the spirit of our times. People are fed up with censorship, and they like they like the words we're saying.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, definitely. It's good to have a movement, and it seems that way. It seems to be a bit more than just your average crypto project.
It's crazy. The GIFs and memes and other stuff coming out, not that GIFs and memes are the definition of a movement, but I've seen these people drawing pictures of me, putting my head on top of guys with muscled bodies, and and doing things with Bruce. I had like the GIFs with Bruce doing laser eyes and a Superman stuff. I don't know what Bruce made of it all. Bruce has been co-founder of NKN for years. I don't think he's ever seen a meme GIF with like this kind of level.
I don't think NKN ever got them sort of GIFs before, but that's some really good GIFs there. Yeah, definitely.
The Immutable is bringing it. We are bringing it and sending it in strange, new, wonderful ways. I'm very proud of the community. Shout out everybody in the community. You're the best. Absolutely #1 community in crypto at the moment. Top community. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome, man. I just want to know, like, short term, what have you got on the horizon? Within the next couple of weeks.
I do. Well, the most exciting thing we've got the minimum. We got the what we call the MVP, the minimum viable product release of the Dara plugin. That's like a couple weeks before beta. That's coming within 30 days. Within 30 days, people will be playing with this thing, and a couple weeks after that, we'll be in beta. Then we'll be on the the Chrome, the Google Chrome browser extensions shop, whatever it is. This is all going to happen very quickly, and we're going to be marketing to the Medium users even before we get the MVP out. So I'm on holiday at the moment, just about. Well, it wasn't much of a holiday, to be honest, mate. I was basically on Telegram the whole 48 hours of my so-called holiday. I did a partnership with V Systems during my holiday. I wrote community updates during my holiday. But anyway, my holiday is over, so I'm going to be going even more intense. But yeah, the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to be absolutely smashing it, mate. And after that, I will take a 48-hour holiday and nobody's going to disturb me. And I'm looking at the people who wouldn't let me go this time, but they were right to. You know, but the thing was, I was just so tired, man. Months. I cannot describe to you the emotional trip, the energy levels, just the whole thing. And I mean, dude, I mean, when this started, it was me, you know, after I got the idea with the devs, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to open up some kind of, you know, Discord channel. So I did. And then for a few minutes, it was just me, you know, my little avatar in an empty Discord channel. And I just started sending out invites to the people I'd written articles for, the developers I'd met, you know, quite a few people. And gradually they started coming in. And like, here we are now, you know, 2,000 people in Telegram, 1,000 followers almost on Twitter, hundreds in Discords, you know, over 2,000 DARA token holders now. You know, we're just it's going. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a phenomenon.
It seems like, yeah, gig is only just really starting for you, and then exciting times ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah, honestly, exciting times. Absolutely. So the team is 3 times the size that it was a week ago. The community is 3 times. I mean, I honestly don't know what to expect. I did release a community update. I mean, we can talk about specific stuff, but honestly, you could just read the recent community update. We're going to be listed on 1inch. We've got a new website coming. We're going to be marketing to Medium. We're working with Sunny King for our second product, the On-Chain Dictionary, which in a way is actually closer to my heart than DARA. They're both equally important products. But these are just the first 2 products, right? And we're going to just, I love the idea that we're doing this. I mean, it's working, it's happening. You know, it's happening, but it really is happening. And so quickly as well. I'm sorry, I'm a bit lost for words, you know. I mean, here I am talking to you. It's just been so surreal. The pre-sale was only 8 days ago. And we've come such a long way. It's just unbelievable. The crypto space is just unbelievable. And I've been in it for many years, way before I was a journalist. You know, I haven't held a bank account in 8 years. I live vicariously through girlfriends' bank accounts, selling Bitcoin through ridiculous on-ramps, you know, who rip me off with commissions. But I'd still rather do that than put my money in HSBC. Thank you very much. Man, those guys upset me. Anyway, yeah, to answer your question, it's monumental. I don't know what to say. I don't know where we're going to be in a month from now in terms of market cap, whatever, but we will have the DARA, we'll have the DARA Chrome extension out. And, you know, we can if we can just get a few big medium writers on board, and I think we will, because we've got some very well-connected team members right now. There's some pretty insane stuff happening behind the scenes, which is all going to come to light very soon.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Well, yeah, Gig, I'd like to thank you for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing about yourself and your project. And yeah, I just look forward to watching you develop over the months and years ahead. I'll put the links down below, guys, if you want to check out the Immutable project or the Medium articles that Gig's been writing up recently as well. So, yeah, Gig, thank you so much for your time, mate. And you have a wonderful day, hey?
Jamie, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to go have another coffee and enjoy the rest of this little holiday I'm trying to have. Thank you very much for talking to me, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, see you later, mate. Catch you later. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.